I want to have a huge shout out for Mom's Day, because tomorrow may be Mother's Day, but today is Mom's Day. Let me tell you a story about my mom. So I've got a mother and a mom, and my mother has the same mom I do. My grandmother had a huge part in raising me. I call her Grams. And she was there since the beginning. I remember, my oldest memories of her are of her sewing quilt tops for the homeless. See, she was scheduled to be a literal nun, and then she meets my grandfather like just 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ahead of going into the nunnery. Like, ain't had none, ain't gonna get none, all that. She's about to be a literal nun. And then she meets my grandfather, sparks fly. They have, I think it was 6 children. I don't talk to all my uncles. But we lived in the church parsonage. Christ Lutheran Church over in Salem, Oregon. Pastor Yokers had his own farm. He saw a family struggling. He's like, you know what? I'm going to shelter my flock. So he let us stay there. And it was a good childhood. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with living off Goodwill toys. There's nothing wrong with growing up with that. I did. In fact, I remember this Transformer. It was a white Transformer. And it was big. And it was broken. I couldn't get it to, go back to where it was. So I wish I still had it. I would have prepared it, because that one looked really cool. It was cool. And I mean, Atari 2600, you better believe you can't beat me in basketball. I don't care who you are. But I mean, that's how I grew up, and I was happy. But that's the thing, you can be happy and be simple. And she taught me that. And she would sew quilt tops for the homeless. I'd see her at her sewing machine. If she's not there, she was over on her little electric organ, playing songs like In the Mood from the 1950s. And her room was always dark, but she always had that organ in the corner, right next to her bed, so she could just get up and start playing. And she had the patience to teach me, right? So she's just watching me, fingering and all of that. She starts teaching me chords and notes and all of that. I couldn't read music for nothing, but she gave me the basics. And then I was this little rebellious kid, where I would wake up, or not wake up, but I'd stay up until like 9 o'clock at night, stay up late. Then I'd sneak into grandma's room, right? Because at the church parsonage, I stayed upstairs facing out towards the road. So if this is the church, this is the house, this is the road, I was facing that way on the second floor. And it was cool. I'm gonna get out of this guy's way because my truck is struggling. That's the thing about 4-cylinder. This thing it's not gonna die, but at the same time, it's not gonna go anywhere. But when I snuck into her room just to, sleep in her queen-size bed, I'd fall asleep to the Learning Channel, the Discovery Channel, the History Channel, or Night Court. Grams had patience. She taught me humor. Like she explained humor and how to understand other people. And I wasn't the first autist she raised. My Uncle Tim, Codebreaker in the Cold War. But my mom made a difference in my life. Every bit of difference. And she had the patience to teach me. She ended up passing when I was 14, so and my parents were always busy working or just not interested. So I became a man on my own, but I became a man with a good foundation. A foundation of compassion and kindness. And I wish, this is my 4th time doing this video, and I can't say these words without but I wish Grams could see the man I became. Despite all the struggle, despite all the adversity. She said never to give up, and I never gave up. She said to give it your all, and I gave it my all. She would say, a job worth doing is worth doing well. You better believe I gave it my all. I miss her. I wish I can't say it. I wish she could see who I became. Happy Mom's Day.